Welcome to The Adult Man. My name's William, and today I'm talking about 5 fashion brands that give back. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below and also give us a thumbs up. Really helps the channel and I very much appreciate it. So as I said, we are talking about 5 fashion brands that give back. Now that could be giving back to the global community, that could be giving back to their small community. Either way, these are 5 of my personal favorite brands that I tend to wear, if not every day, pretty much all the time. I wear them at least once a week. All of these brands I wear at least once a week. So I know I'm only talking about 5 fashion brands, and there's so many other great brands that are doing amazing work, and I'm just not going to be able to get to them all. So I wanted to put this challenge to you. If there's a fashion brand that you really like, that you love the style of, that you believe in, they have a strong mission, put it down in the comments below. That way, when anybody comes to this YouTube video, they watch it. If they aren't a fan of the 5 brands, or if they want to know more different brands, they can go in the comments below, see what you guys put, and then we have just this awesome list that anybody can go to when they're looking for sustainable or charitable fashion brands. So I think it's a really, I would love to have that resource, and I'd love to work with you guys to create that. So thank you very much for going down in the comments and doing that. So with that said, let's get into this list with our sponsor, Nordgreen. Now, Nordgreen Watches is a Copenhagen-based minimalist watch brand. They make amazing watches like I'm wearing the Philosopher here, but they have a couple different models for men, and they also have some styles for women as well. But basically, these watches, I love them because they're super versatile. I wear a Nordgreen pretty much every day actually, and sometimes I'll switch it out if I'm doing something a little more sporty or something like that. But basically, if I'm working at a cafe or just working at home, then a Nordgreen minimalist watch is my go-to. When you buy a Nordgreen watch, you just type in your watch serial number, and then you have the option to choose between one of 3 different giving back programs that you can donate to. So the first one is Cool Earth, and basically what you're doing there is you are providing shelter or preservation of 1 square kilometer of South American rainforests. If that's not your speed, you can also donate to Pratham UK, and they will set up a child in India with 1 month of education. And lastly, there's also Water for Good, and that supplies, your donation supplies 1 person with up to 2 months of clean drinking water in the Central African Republic. Beyond that, Nordgreen is amazing when it comes to crises and helping out. About a year ago, there was all those wildfires in Australia, and they donated a significant amount of their proceeds to, restoring the environment down there, to helping frontline workers. And then more recently, starting in March, and we would hope that it'd be over by now, but it's still ongoing. They're still partnered with Feed Them LA. And now this is a nonprofit that provides meals for frontline workers in Los Angeles when they're dealing with the COVID crisis. So they go, nurses, firefighters, anyone who is away from their family during the COVID crisis, Nordgreen has been providing them with fresh meals so that they can kind of get a little taste of home while they're away from home, while they're working so hard. If that's not enough for you, Nordgreen also keeps their headquarters in Copenhagen. They keep that 100% carbon neutral, so they purchase carbon offsets to just keep that balance in there so that they're not contributing to pollution. So that's another huge plus in my book, the fact that they're environmentally conscious, that they are very conscientious of the community, and that they just do so much, not only in specific giving back programs, but whenever there's a need, they're there and they try and help out the best that they can. Next up on my list is another Copenhagen brand. This is Messy Weekend. These guys do sunglasses. They also do snow goggles. And every time that you buy a pair of sunglasses or a pair of snow goggles, you go and you clean up 2 kilograms of plastic waste from the Pacific Ocean. So we're taking that out of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We're cleaning it up. They work down in Colombia, and they work in a village there. They used to clean out 10 kilograms of plastic per purchase, but they've switched it now to do 2 kilograms, but then they're also they do the same donation, but they're building facilities down in Colombia that can actually process the plastic so that it's not just like filling up warehouses, and they're not just like dumping it into the earth, like taking it out of the oceans, dumping it into the earth. They're doing 2 kilograms at a time and then processing it so you can turn it into different things like, any sort of recyclable plastics that we use, from in many other products. So that is Messy Weekend. Again, great sunglasses sunglasses, and awesome snow goggles too. Third on our list is Western Rise. This is a Colorado-based company. They do technical fabric pants, technical fabric shirts, jackets. These guys are kind of an adventure brand, and so I really like them for that kind of mix between, if you do any hiking or camping, or you're just an active person, you do some bike riding, any of those things. Western Rise is a great company for those more active clothes, and they donate a portion of their proceeds. They're part of 1% for, I think it's 1% for the planet. They donate a portion of their proceeds to the Western Rivers Conservancy, which basically works with, they purchase plots of rivers in Idaho, Washington, I believe California, the Mojave River in California, which is close to home from where I grew up. So, I really appreciate what they're doing on a small scale. They're big time outdoors people. Fishing is a big part of Will Waters. He's the founder of Western Rise. Fishing is a big part of his life. And so he's doing his part with his company to protect those rivers that, they're great for the environments, everything around those places, but also great for us recreationally. So I really love that. Mixing pleasure, play, work, all those things, and just making the world a better place in the way that you enjoy. Number 4 on our list is Everlane. I'm wearing the Oxford. I'm wearing the t-shirt right now. Everlane is one of my favorite companies. They're one of my favorite brands because they do kind of this minimalist basics for men and women. If anybody ever asks me like, oh, what's a great brand where I can kind of get a basic wardrobe going, I usually recommend Everlane because I think their prices are very fair, but the quality is excellent, and you don't really have to worry about like mixing and matching. You don't have to try too hard to mix and match. Everything in their whole line goes well together. So I really like that about Everlane. Everlane has a 100% human line, and it does face masks, sweatshirts, t-shirts, bandanas, this whole line where it has a logo on it that is printed 100% human. If you make a purchase of one of those items, they donate a portion of that to the ACLU. Now, the ACLU, if you're not familiar, right now they're working a lot in fighting voter suppression cases, but they do a lot. They commit a lot of their resources to fighting legally, like, hiring lawyers to fight racial and social injustices. So again, that's Everlane. Really great basics brand. You can't go wrong with them. The last brand on our list at number 5 is Parker Clay. Now, Parker Clay makes heirloom quality Ethiopian leather bags. I've tried the Atlas bag. It's my favorite bag that I own. When I opened up the box to see the bag for the first time, I was like hit with the wave of amazing leather smell, and the quality, honestly, I have not seen better quality leather in anything that I own. It is phenomenal. Parker Clay, their operations are in Santa Barbara, California, but they do construct and source all the materials in Ethiopia. Many of Parker Clay's workers have come from a background of prostitution, but now Parker Clay is employing them, giving them an above minimum wage so that they can, send their children to schools and better their lives in their own way. Parker Clay does a great job setting an example of how brands can support female empowerment around the world, and also the quality of their bags is just tremendous, so definitely recommend checking them out, and I'll have a link down in the description below. So that's my short list of my personal favorite brands that give back, and I wear those pretty much at least every week, if not every day, for some of those brands as well. Again, huge thanks to Nordgreen for sponsoring this video. I want to ask you guys, I know that's only 5 brands. There's dozens, hundreds of brands out there that give back to the community. So please put those brands, any ones that you know of that weren't on my list, put them in the comments below. We can get that list going so people can come here and just check out how many brands are doing amazing work around the world. Again, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up. And until next time, stay manly.